Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Giannis Immortality 1. Oh sorry, it's not the 1, it's the 2. Well, what's the difference? You know what I mean? The difference, I guess, is the price. They did up the freaking price. Thank you Nike for that, by the way. And thank you inflation. I guess $5 isn't a huge deal, but I mean, they're still increasing the price. So the regular Immortality was $80, and now the 2 is $85, unfortunately. It's not available on Nike, but it is available, I think I bought this on like Hibbett Sports or like Finish Line or something, I don't remember. But it was one of those like retail brands for $85. So if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave and free link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the tracciones. And yes, it is the same exact traction pattern as the Giannis Immortality 1. Is that a good or bad thing? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't like how Nike always recycles the outsole and midsole. You know, like for 2 years in a row, it's basically the same shoe. And then they do, I guess, give us a new upper. But upper, in my opinion, isn't as important as the traction and cushion, right? But, you know, if it's a bad upper, then yes, of course. But usually, shoes, like basketball shoes, the upper is pretty nice. My standards are pretty low for a nice material for performance, right? But anyways, yeah, the Giannis Immortality 1 had amazing traction, or top tier traction actually. Also very, very durable because the rubber is hard, grooves are thick. So yeah, I'm guessing, hopefully they didn't change up the rubber compound. If they did, it might perform a little bit differently, but I'm guessing they didn't. So if it does perform anything like the original Immortality, then this will be a top tier traction pattern. Also, of course, they talk about like coring out the the outsole to reduce weight. I don't really know how this will save that much weight, but you know, cool. But yeah, this is, I feel like it's going to be very, very good, right? Now, moving on to the heel to toe transition, same thing, you know, very curved shape here in the heel, get very curved shape here in the forefoot, and a lot of flex here in the forefoot as well. So just like the original Immortality, I feel like this is going to be very smooth too. And same thing with the cushioning setup. They don't say anything about the foam. It's just probably a Phylon. There is a nice little compression though. It definitely feels very, very nice. It is caged though. The outsole does come up to cage the foam just a tiny bit here in the heel, especially on the lateral side. The medial side and the back of the heel is more like exposed. There's also nice compression in the forefoot right here, which I like. But for the most part, hard impacts aren't very nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very low to the ground foam. It's thin as well. So if you're doing hard impacts, it's gonna hurt a little bit. But for the most part, it feels nice because there is a little bit of compression and the core feel is really, really good as well. So if you're a guard, if you're looking for a responsive cushioning setup, yeah, so very similar or pretty much identical to the Giannis Immortality 1, right? Now let's get on to the differences, and that is the material kind of, right? So we have a nice mesh material here in 2, and the 1, same thing, right? I feel like the quality in the 2 is a little bit better, right? Just a tiny bit. It's more of like an open mesh as well, but they're both extremely thin. Look at that, super duper thin. It feels really minimal on foot, which I like. But one thing that's good about the Immortality 2 is that there is more fuse here in the toe box for extra durability, especially if you do toe drags. And a lot of you guys have reported to me that the Giannis Immortality 1 durability was very, very bad for you guys. I haven't really had any terrible issues with it, but I do see that being a problem just because this material is just so thin. There's not a whole lot of fuse to reinforce it either, right? So I guess that is a plus for the 2. And also, just like in the 1, it is a little bit different though. Remember, we had this kind of like, it kind of looped in on itself and made the material a little bit thicker, or I guess twice as thick here in the midfoot. And you can see it through this Nike swoosh, right? To improve upon, I guess, like the support. It does the same thing kind of here in the Immortality 2, but you can definitely just see like through the material. So it's right here. It's this green color, and that does, I guess, improve the durability and support of this like really, really thin material, which is a good thing. But for the tongue, it's pretty much exactly the same. Look at that. It's the same freaking size. They're using pretty much the same exact material for the tongue as well. And for the bottom of the tongue too, it's like a very open mesh. Look at that. That'll be good for ventilation. It is a half booty construction tongue as well. And here in the ankle area, it's pretty much the same too. Like very minimal padding. I guess, yeah, and also like, if you look at the padding outside of the shoe, I don't know why they put padding outside of the shoe, but they did in both of the shoes. Look at that. Here in the Immortality 1, And then here in the Immortality 2. But I guess the biggest difference is the reverse swoosh. I don't know what it is with Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he really likes reverse swooshes. Like as you guys can see in the Zoom Freak 1. He also really likes oversized swooshes in the Zoom Freak 2. And then in the Zoom Freak 4 that's been leaked, we also have another reverse swoosh. In my personal opinion, I don't like reverse swooshes, but I kind of like how it looks here. It actually forms with the design of this colorway as well. I feel like it looks pretty clean, but of course I would just prefer the regular swoosh, right? So there is the material there. I mean, it feels really minimal on foot, and ventilation also seems like it's going to be very good too. So there's that. Moving on to the fit, I went true to size and it fits me exactly the same pretty much as the original Giannis Immortality. So if you want a very, very snug fit, you go true to size, right? It's pretty damn narrow. It's snug here in the toe box, although I feel like this mesh material will stretch out once you break it in. And then lengthwise, true to size was good for me. If you have a wide foot, probably go up half a size just because it is a very snug fit. As far as the support goes, I feel like it's going to be good, just like in the Immortality 1. I mean, it wasn't great. Like if you're a bigger dude, you probably will feel like it's less supportive than, like, I don't know, the Harden Volume 6, right? But for me personally, it was good. I didn't have any huge issues with lateral containment. I feel like it's gonna be the same here in the Immortality 2. Also, for lateral stability, look at that super freaking wide base. Look at this outrigger, guys. I really, really like that. And I guess we do have a high heel tab for both of the shoes, right? High heel tab. So both of these shoes are also very easy to slip on. Now moving on to the weight. I mean, it's gonna be very, very light. Like, look at the materials, right? And it also looks super light. Like 10, 11 ounces, I'm guessing? Yeah, 10.37 ounces. Holy crap. Let's check the other pair. Yeah, 10.44 ounces. Let's check the Immortality 1. This is 10.34 ounces. So yeah, pretty much exactly the same weight. Does it feel light? Yeah, it feels extremely light. It feels extremely minimal on foot as well. And I feel like it's gonna be extremely responsive, just like in the Giannis Immortality 1. So yeah, I really like how it feels so far. But of course, the question is the durability. Is the durability going to be better in the 2? And I feel like it might actually be a little bit better. They're using a little bit more fuse. There's also like a little bit more fuse here as well on the medial side as opposed to the original one, and we have a little bit more glue from this reinforcement layer as well. So I feel like this does seem a little bit more durable than the original one, but not by much, you know what I mean? So there's that. Moving on to the aesthetics, I mean, I do like how it looks. I mean, I love the 1. I feel like, yeah, the 1 definitely looks better, especially with the regular swoosh. But yeah, I guess the Giannis Immortality 2 still does look great. And I like this colorway. It's like a black and white with some green accents, right? It's a pretty clean colorway too. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, I mean, it's literally the Giannis Immortality 1. Honestly, I don't know why I got it. But I mean, I guess I was kind of curious, but now my curiosity has been quenched. Is that the word? Quenched? It's been satisfied. It's been satisfied, kind of. It's literally the Giannis Immortality 1. So yeah, I mean, of course I'll need to check on the traction, but it feels really good on my wood floors right now. So yeah, I feel like it'll be exactly the same as the Giannis Immortality 1. And if you like the Giannis Immortality 1, that's a very, very good thing, right? But not really, because the Giannis Immortality 1 is still on Nike.com and it's on freaking crazy sale. So if you don't want to pay the extra $5 and pay 85 bucks for this, you can definitely get the Immortality 1 and you'll be fine. So yeah, there's that. That about concludes my video on the Giannis Immortality 2. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.